Hello everybody, this is Joshua Alvarez of Alvarez Gaming Films, and today I'm playing, this is a test of a game that's going to be coming out, a game that I created called Utopius. Now, this game is still in progress, is still in the making, so not everything is finalized, but I decided to make these series of videos of showing you guys basically if you decide to play my game when I actually finish making it. It's basically going to give a rough drive-through of what you should do and what you shouldn't do in the game. This is an RPG, so there's going to be a lot of, reading and talking. Now this, you'll see what I mean when we get into it. And this is how it starts. So here we go. Oh, another nightmare. It's almost like they're getting worse and worse. Oh shoot, I'm late. I forgot I promised Ryan we'd train today for the big sword tournament. I better go see him at the village inn. So this is how it starts in my character, Joshua Lightwing, his house. And there's a couple things you can interact with in here, like this bookshelf. It talks about how his mom used to love reading. And then the clock up here, tells him about the time. Like, whoa, it's that time already. These flowers are like a gift from Catherine, who is also my wife, and of course going to be my character's wife in the game. Yep. There's a couple things you can interact with in here, and of course, if you interact with the bed, you can replenish your health and your mana as well. It's like a main hub area you can go to replenish yourself. Let's head outside. This is the village. You can talk to each one of these characters, but of course to continue the story you're gonna have to go inside the inn. Yeah, I guess my dreams. Yep. Yeah, I didn't mean to talk to her again. She's basically telling you to make sure that it's a reminder to stop by the shop and collect things that you might need for gold, of course. And then, of course, you have your starter items here. You can, though, of course, you already have the short sword, so you won't have to worry about a weapon. I would recommend getting these three things, though. I would recommend getting. Then again, of course, you don't need them right away. But there are fights later on that I would recommend you have, items for. You can continue upwards, but again, if you continue into these fields, the enemies are harder. So, again, would not recommend going up there as soon as you start. Then over here we have this area is going to be used in a little bit, and you'll see. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the inn and talk to Ryan. Now, for this, you're going to want to stand, right here. You're going to want to stand, I think, either on this side or this side of Ryan. Because if you stand here and talk to him, then you'll get stuck because the scene won't progress. But my recommendation is to stand here when you talk to him, so that way his character can move to leave the inn. Because if he can't, then you'll basically be stuck there for forever. So stand here and then go ahead and talk to him. Hey Josh, ready for some training? Always up for it, Ryan, but hey, where are we going to train? There have been monsters wandering the forests lately. Monsters, huh? I doubt it'll be much of an issue, Josh. After all, what monster can stand up to two of the best swords? I guess you have a point there. Alright, I'll meet you at the training grounds then. I'll see you there. Okay. So like I said, you kind of don't want to stand in his pathway, or any character's pathway for that matter. Because again, the scene will stop, it'll get stuck, and then this is a sign that tells you where some things are. You got the graveyard to the left, training grounds to the right, and the fields to the north. And this is what I meant by that area was going to be used for a scene. These skeletons jumped out at me from the forest. I can't take them all by myself.
A tasty humans has come to play with us. Great One promised us greatest feast from your bones.
Okay, then the characters will move. Now, of course, you're going to want to take this one on. So just go ahead and take on the skeleton. And, of course, then you have your battle interface. And your first battle. Nothing special to the first battle, just, you just, keep attacking. I pretty much made this a fight that you can't lose unless you, don't attack at all. And you found a carved stone, level 2. Alright, so, again, you don't want to stand in Ryan's pathway when you talk to him. So I suggest moving to this spot. Glad we brought our real swords, otherwise we might be in trouble. Great job, Josh. You've really improved on your sword skills. But this doesn't bode well for the village. If skeletons are this close to it. You're right. We need to deal with this as soon as we can. Did the skeleton give any clues as to who this Great One is? Not a clue. Hold on, I do think I saw the one I fought was holding something odd. Josh reaches down at the skeleton's corpse and retrieves a strange stone. Strange, it's carved out rock. It's shaped to look like a skull. Perhaps we should take it to the Gravekeeper. He knows about stuff like that. I thought the graveyard was off limits. Last time someone went over there, he said the Gravekeeper went missing, and there were ghosts everywhere. Well, true, but we can't let this clue go to waste. It's the only lead we have to figuring out what's going on. I guess you're right. Alright then, to the Gravekeeper we go. Okay, and then again, of course, he's gonna go. So you can stand here too to talk to him, and if you open this chest, you'll get 100G. Gathering gold is going to be very important, especially for later fights, because you're gonna need items. You're gonna need items, because if you don't have any items, you're gonna struggle a lot in my game. Items and using your skills correctly is key to beating Utopius. So here's the graveyard. Alright, here we are, the graveyard. Jesus, this place still gives me the creeps. Let's just find the Gravekeeper and get this over with. Stay on your toes, though. I think there's still ghosts wandering about here. And you'll just follow Ryan into the shed back there. Now, if you want, you can wander around this graveyard and you can farm up some stuff. Like, you can farm up XP, you can farm up some gold, though it won't be that much. Because, again, you don't have really any abilities yet. I think you get your first ability at level 5. Now, you noticed how our health was very low, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to the house. And I'm going to take a rest on the bed to replenish my health. Like I said, it replenishes your health and your mana to full, so that way you are, you're good. See? There we go. We're back up to full. And we have 40G. I'm gonna go ahead and... But yeah, so... pretty much the bases... Oh, we got the upper hand. Now, you do have a random chance to have the upper hand on an enemy, as in you'll get to take the first hit, and then you'll be able to hit them again. And these ghosts are pretty easy to beat. But they only drop 15 gold each. So now we have enough for another potion. So let's go ahead and go buy a third potion. Then I think we should be okay for the next part of the game, which is something that's going to be very important as well. This is basically just getting a basis of what, what the game's going to be like. Let's go ahead and rest again. So that way we're at full. Now, I do have another game already in progress, and you'll see who that other character is later on. And the first file that I have in progress is actually where I'm currently at in the building stage, but that file is going to be used for testing, like rough testing, This right here is just basis of like a draft of what you need to do. So you walk up to Ryan, and it'll start the conversation. This place is a wreck. Wonder where the Gravekeeper went. Maybe the ghosts that got disturbed outside got in here and attacked him. Maybe you're right. I bet he's hiding somewhere. There's a ladder to the basement behind his bed. We can check there. Sure, go into the creepy ghost guy's shed and then go into his even creepier basement. Yeah, I feel much better. Alright, Josh, look, after what happened with those skeletons, I have a feeling things are going to get a lot harder from here on out. Maybe you're right. I got an idea. How about the two of us stick together from now on, so nothing can surprise us? Hey, yeah, let's do it. I'll be sure that we get through things without a scratch, or at least everyone else. I'll take on all the hits. So Ryan is meant to be like our defense character. So you basically got your first party member already. And he's meant to be your defensive character. He's supposed to be like a tank. Okay, so here we have the basement, and if you try to go into this door, it says this door doesn't open normally. Perhaps the pedestal nearby has a clue. And if you want to, you can also read this plaque that says, this plaque says something, the gate into darkness yields only for those who carry the heads of our servants. You can't help but wonder what that means. So if you go to this pedestal, the pedestal looks like something is meant to be here. Perhaps the skull carved stone Joshua found fits here. Place the skull. Basically, that's like your first puzzle. You open the door. And now, again, this is the very important thing I was telling you about. It says here, you're about to enter a dungeon. Make sure you have everything you need before entering. You cannot leave until the boss is defeated. Are you sure you're ready to enter? Now, I'm going to click no, because I'm going to want to save out here. Because if you save while you're inside of a dungeon and you haven't gotten everything you need, then you'll have to start all over. So I suggest saving every time before you enter a new dungeon. Alright, so you go up to the first guy, the first guard. Go ahead and take him out. Now, Ryan, when he starts out, he has a heal ability for you to use as like a way to start. And your tech points will be used later on in the game. That's what TP is. Your mana points are basically used for everything else. Whereas your tech points will be used for very special abilities that you'll get later on. Now level 3. Excellent. Alright, and we got 3 skeletons here, so I'm going to go ahead and you can use some skills while you're in the menu, like Ryan's healing ability. You can use that while you're in the menu, so you could go ahead and heal right before a fight. Alright, here we go. Now you got 3 guys here. So let's go ahead and get that first guy out of here. Alright. Alright, now this is where a heal from Ryan would become useful. So there you go. My character is meant to be like a damage guy. So you want to have him like on the attack a lot. Whereas Ryan likes to defend the team or help keep them healed. Of course, you will get a healer character. My wife is the healer character, Catherine. You will get her later on in the game, but that's like a little bit later on. But it will be definitely before your first real boss fight. Now let's have Ryan heal himself. But I have been putting a lot of work into this. I think I've been working on this for about half a year. I've taken a long break from building, mainly because I wanted to play more Sea of Thieves, because I've been farming up a lot of gold. Now this is where your first boss fight's going to come into into play. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that they're both fully healed. Alright. And the reason why I wanted to use Ryan's healing abilities for that is because potions heal for 500 HP, so I can use those for when they're really low. So let's go ahead and click on the boss.
Living are not welcome here anymore.
Ryan and Josh yell in surprise and fear as the Gravekeeper attacks, and this takes you into your first boss fight with the Gravekeeper. So your first duty should be taking out the ghosts. Just like in any boss fight, the little guys are the bigger annoyance. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Ah, nice. That was a crit. Alright, now we just unload all of our attacks on the Gravekeeper and just keep our health up with the potions. So, if you didn't buy potions for this guy, it's very likely that you'll lose against him on your first run. That's why I suggest, you should buy the potions before you go into the dungeon. See now we're getting pretty low here, so I'm going to go ahead and use a potion. There we go. And now Ryan's going to potion himself. There we go. Let's continue attacking. Let's go ahead and use our last potion since I'm pretty dang low. And there you go. So you would have found he drops the Gravekeeper's mallet, which is a weapon you can equip to Ryan, because he uses hammers. And now Ryan can taunt. And then you can go over to here, you can find those, and then go ahead and let's go ahead and equip that hammer to Ryan. Alright, and there you go, you got your first boss fight. What the heck happened to the Gravekeeper? I don't know, Ryan, but I sure as heck don't want to hang around in this book and find out. Let's get out of here. I think I had enough excitement for one day. Alright. So basically this is like the prologue to the game, and here we go with the next part. There, milady, it has to be them, coming from the graveyard. Ease yourself, Captain. I will handle this. Hello, young ones. I am Sister Mary. I came to visit this village after my fellow sister of the church felt darkness coming from this village. We came to investigate and now see that you are in the possession of a stolen grimoire from the castle library. Ryan and Josh were both in shock. Stolen, they both replied at the same time. We found this book locked in a chest after defeating the Gravekeeper. We didn't steal it. And then this is Catherine. Wait, Sister Mary, I know these two. Cat, you're here. You seem surprised to see me here, Josh. You really think I wouldn't have come to visit sooner? It's just last time you came to visit, you said you would be very busy over the next few months. I thought... What's the first thing I told you when we became friends? That I'd always find a way to see you somehow. Even if you're busy, yeah, I remember. That's right. As much as I do enjoy that you two know each other and are having such a joyous reunion, there is still the matter of the grimoire. Sorry, Sister Mary, I just always get excited when I see Josh. Josh's cheeks flushed a pink hue at Catherine's comment about him. Right, well, even if you two did not steal the grimoire, it is still quite a dangerous tome. If you could hand it over, please. Joshua hands the grimoire to Sister Mary. Thank you, Joshua. Now then, you two said you defeated the Gravekeeper. Is he the one who stole this book from the castle? That's likely to be the case, ma'am. See, there have been undead monsters popping up around the village lately, especially the graveyard. My friend Josh and I went to investigate the Gravekeeper's shed after fighting off some skeletons that tried to kill us. Yeah, then we found the Gravekeeper hiding in some underground tomb. They turned out to be a monster like the undead that was guarding him. And you two defeated them all, alone? Joshua and Ryan nod with pride. My lady, if I may, these two look familiar, wouldn't you say? What are you implying, Captain Sin? Perhaps these are the ones the king has spoken of, years prior. Perhaps. Okay then, Joshua, Ryan, I would like for both of you to meet us in the castle town's church. There's something I wish to speak of you both, just not here. Too many prying ears and eyes. Meet us there when you're ready. Joshua and Ryan both nod. Also be careful, you two. There's monsters prowling around the fields. I'd be ready for some fighting if I were you. I have full faith in them, Captain. Josh, I'll see you soon. Catherine gives a light kiss on Joshua's cheek before letting out a giggle and following Sister Mary and Captain Sin to the castle town. So like I said, this is basically like the prologue setting things up for the main mission of the game. Man, I love that girl. Have you even told her how you feel yet? Yeah, sure I have. You haven't, have you? I didn't think I'd see her again so soon. Well, clearly she likes you, man. Heck, I'd wager to say she loves you. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should tell her. We've been friends ever since we were kids. I just never told her how I truly feel. You gotta do it, Josh. I know you barely talk to anyone, but this is something you've been waiting for, right? Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna tell her exactly how I feel. Thanks, Ryan. Of course. Let's get to that church. So, basically you have the basis of how the game is supposed to go. And also, since Ryan's in your party, he'll now appear inside the house. Taking a rest is always important. Maybe I can make us some food later. So, yeah. With each party member you get, they will appear, like, in some spots. Like, they'll appear in stores, inns, and Joshua's house. But, of course, they haven't left your party. They're just, not visible at the moment. And then he's back. So let's go ahead and we're going to save here. And that will do it for this episode of Utopius. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming from Alvarez Gaming Films and to know when exactly Utopius is going to come out. We're going to continue our testing phases on another episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.